Welcome to the Big Fred Show. How are you? We're here live tonight from Riley's Restaurant here in beautiful Loretta, Tennessee, my hometown, and it should be yours too. And got a whole bunch of people here with us. We pretty much got the Mustangs TV crew here with us, and they're all out here having fun, acting a fool and whatnot. So as you can see, I'm going to be eating on air. I've got this catfish fillet and some fries and hush puppies, and you know, we wouldn't be in the South if we didn't drink sweet tea now, would we? Good stuff. Glad to have y'all with us. Everybody watching online and everybody here at the restaurant, if you want to come on down, come on down. They got great food. I mean, seriously, good food. Some of the best hush puppies you'll ever put in your mouth. I mean, I got a bowl of them here, and we're going to be chowing down on them here later. But a lot to talk about. We got some people going to come on and talk with us. My buddy James Paul Powell, a big drummer buddy of mine, he's going to come on tonight, and Kane Watkins will be on later on with us. And we're going to have the brains behind these hush puppies on, and we're going to ask her a few questions about this good food we're eating, and you know, the traditions and the stuff she's got going on here tonight. So we're glad to have y'all here. A lot to talk about. World Cup. We're going to talk a little. I guess they're still partying up on West End. Got to send. You know, everybody knows I'm a Bama fan, but you know, I've got to send a shout out to Vandy. They, you know, for winning the College World Series last night. I mean, SEC, baby. We gotta represent the SEC, and they did it well last night and captured another one for the SEC. And you know, I'm sure West End. I don't think anybody slept last night on West End. Do y'all think? No. What do y'all think? I don't think nobody slept. I think they probably went to work and probably wearing the same thing they wore yesterday to work. So, you know, it's going to be – I wished I could have been up there last night, to be honest with you. I mean, just to see the atmosphere. It would have been fun, but, you know, I was at home in my old wore-out comfy shorts where I like to be. And if you got any questions, comments, or want to just make a statement, you can contact me on Facebook at Brian Big Fred Gallant, or you can go and like our Facebook page, The Big Fred Show on MustangsTV.com. Go there and give it a like. Turn that gray button blue is what you need to do. Come on and ask anything. We don't care. This is as much y'all show it as it is mine. So, I mean, I want y'all to have fun with it and enjoy it. And we're going to have a good time tonight. So, and the World Cup is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Every time we got people biting people while they're playing, pointing lasers at goalies while they're playing. I mean, you almost think it's like MMA with a little NFL mixed in with it. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I take that back. Yeah, it might be some Mike Tyson stuff going on, biting people, watching them bleed, and getting suspended for a bunch of games. I mean, if that happened during all soccer games, heck, I'd watch it more often. I mean, if they'd let them do like a free pile driver during the match, that would be awesome. I'd just like to see one of them jokers be running full force down the track and just out of nowhere somebody drop kicks them. I mean, that would be cool, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool, you know. It's the World Cup. It happens every 4 years, and you know, everybody gets bit by a World Cup fever, and you know, everybody all of a sudden is a soccer know-it-all. They know everything there is to know about soccer. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. All I know is it's a long game, and you can get a yellow card if you do something bad, and if you get a red card, that means you messed up. I mean, that's pretty much all I know. But we're going to be back here in just a little bit, and we'll talk with some people, and I'm glad to have y'all. You're watching the Big Fred Show. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, everyone. Glad you tuned in to the Big Fred Show on Mustangs TV. Also, don't forget, tune in each and every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. That is Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. I am Lee Haygood, and I will be your host through Sports Talk Mania. We'll talk anything and everything about sports, and every now and then we might throw something else in there. Check it out. Every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on MustangsTV.com.
And we're back. Welcome to the Big Fred Show, live on MustangsTV.com. Check them out. Not only are we a upstart network, but we also broadcast football games on Friday night for the mighty Loretta Mustangs. And right alongside me, we've got, you call him the voice of the Loretta Mustangs here, Kane Watkins. And, you know, we were discussing some stuff a while ago. Kane, we're talking rodeo, and Kane going to the rodeo. Tell us about this rodeo. Where's that?
We're going to go, some of the Mustangs TV crew is going to go this weekend over to Minor Hill, Tennessee, over in Giles County. We got a rodeo going on over there this weekend. It's Friday and Saturday night. Starts at 8 o'clock at the Minor Hill Agri Grounds at the Minor Hill Park. So it's gonna be sponsored by the Minor Hill Lions Club, I believe. So we're gonna go check that out, Mustangs TV crew, and go have a good time and just hang out.
Man, I love rodeo. What are you looking more forward to? I mean, everybody likes the bull riding, and everybody likes that. What other than bull riding, what's your favorite sport about rodeo?
Other than bull riding, my favorite sport about rodeo, I guess it would probably either be bareback riding, which is kind of falls in the same category as bull riding, I guess, because you're still jumping on a.
But you're on a crazy horse.
Yeah, but it's still a bucking animal. So, other than that, I guess I would have to say my favorite thing about a rodeo is the funny man. The man in the can.
Yeah.
The clown.
Would that not be cool just to sit in that can for one time and let a bull hit you one time? Come on,
yeah,
you would.
Maybe.
We'd be sore for like 5 days, but it'd still be cool. I mean, you're in this big old can and then a bull just go bam and hit you. I mean, how cool would that be? I mean,
you'd think more of them would get hurt than they do. They're right there in front, but most of them, I guess they learned. They started out as a little kid. Most of them, their dad was a rodeo clown, and his dad, and
I guess you got to be a special kind of crazy to be a rodeo clown. I mean, because them dudes, I mean, have you ever sit and watched them? I mean, they look crazy and they act silly, but dude, them guys have like a nutso kind of training regimen. Have you ever watched them?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. I've talked to some guys. We used to have a rodeo over in Southgate. I used to talk to the guy that used to be the funny man over there, and that's a lot of cardio stuff because you start running, you better not stop. I mean, you better be able to run.
Well, you got I don't know, 1.5 tons of hamburger chasing you down. I mean, that's pretty much motivation.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
and that's one person that's kind of different. Most people run toward a hamburger. They're running away. So, but oh well.
Well, this hamburger's still got his fur and I don't know horns that can pierce you. I mean, just saying. But so I guess we could say you're the voice of Loretta High School football.
I guess you could say that.
What do you do to get pumped up? Because you when we're at the ball games, you hear us broadcasting, and then you're out there, you're telling everybody there what's going on. I mean, have you ever what's your most embarrassing moment?
Oh gosh. Well, I guess to start off with, I guess I was kind of under Lee Haygood for a while. Lee Haygood used to be our I guess stadium announcer for football, and check him out Monday nights, Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood, right here on Mustangs TV.
Total Bro Network.
But yeah, I was a kid. I never played football. So there was times when I first started that I never had no idea what was going on. And I mean, that'd be my thing. Lee would be standing behind me. I'd be like, dude, what just happened? You know, so it took me a while, but I'm finally starting to get to where I understand, I guess, the game and what's going on now. But I have definitely went down the list, and we have tackled somebody, or we made a touchdown, and I called the other team's person out that corresponded to that number. So they don't tend to be happy about that. Parents like to voice their opinion at that point, but it doesn't bother me. They know it's an honest mistake, and I don't take it as a.
Do they ever just come
upset.
up screaming in your face? You know, you messed my kid up. You know,
I've never had football because I think most of them don't want to have to walk up that many steps. But some sports, yeah, baseball, parents get upset really quick, and I've been pinned in a press box and told that I'm going to go apologize before I leave, but that doesn't ever happen.
Did you just offer them a hug and a smile or something like that?
Well, that or a cop coming from City Hall. So usually they don't want to stay in this town any longer than they have to if you threaten them to lock.
You hear that? Loretta's a pretty tough town when it comes to sport. Y'all don't get your kid's name wrong. I mean, seriously. So, like, I want to hear about the cop. I mean, that's crazy. You've had cops come up and help get you down, right?
I've never really had to have a cop come get
present?
me down. They're usually there and just pointing them out. Most people are like, yeah, we're not gonna mess with them. So
not gonna get the pepper spray out.
Not gonna get the pepper spray out, nothing like that.
But back in your head, you're thinking, tase them, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know, if they wanted to come on over there and put a little hurt on them, I might help them a little bit. But.
Well, Kate, I tell you, I'm glad you come on my show, and you know we're up in the press box. Well, I'm on the sidelines during football season, but I come up and joke around and whatnot, and you know we pick at each other, and to see Kane up there in the press box is pretty fun because you know he gets into it about like we do, you know, and sometimes you got to keep your cool because. You know, we forget sometimes that there's a visiting team over there,
yeah.
and you know, we don't want to come across too much as a homer. Unlike some places we've been, you know, not going to name any names, but it got real loud and we couldn't see because of the dense fog that night. Y'all figure that one out, okay? But you know, we try to not to be too big of homers, but sometimes we can't help it. What do you look forward to most? What's your favorite part about getting ready for Mustang football?
Oh, well, mostly, I mean, you know, I went to Loretta High School, and I've been here my whole life, and you get to see a lot of people. That's a place, you know, on Friday nights in the fall, anybody in Loretta, you can almost find them at a football game, exactly. You know, and it's a really, really good time to just get together and you can talk about just things going on in the community and stuff. But I mean, just seeing those guys get out there and just put everything they've got into it, you know, I just enjoy being able to get behind them and back them up. And, you know, sometimes our crowd doesn't, you know, sometimes we had a long week, you know, we just want to kind of calm down and sit down for a few minutes. Sometimes you got to remind them, you got to get behind these guys and you got to back them up. So, you know, it's really, I really enjoy it, you know, when I get the crowd pumped up and they get behind the Mustangs, and you can see it continue on throughout the game. And I'm just glad that I had that opportunity to be able to be a part of Mustangs football. Any
kind of new stuff you're going to try to do this year? Have you thought of anything cool and new, fresh, or anything like that you're going to try to do this year?
I don't know yet. We'll see what comes on. I'm definitely spur of the moment on a lot of stuff.
Best way to be.
And that gets you in trouble sometimes.
Yeah.
But other times it works out pretty well, and that good. Yep.
YOLO.
That's right. You only live once.
Yeah, I said YOLO. So, but Kane, glad you have you on my show. Thanks for stopping by, and be careful at the rodeo.
We'll try.
You're in Minor Hill, and you know.
That's true.
You know, I know how Minor Hill is, and you know, I want to know about the rodeo part. You see, I've participated in rodeo before. We had a thing called wild cow milking is what we had, and I say it's way more dangerous than bull riding ever will be. Because wild cow milking, we don't get to wear those girly little vests that they wear, and the helmets. We don't get to wear all that safety equipment. We're out there in just like overalls, and that's it. Whatever shoes you wore that night.
Whatever shoes you wore.
But, wild cow milking, and any rodeo people watching out there need to incorporate this in their event. They take 9 or 10 cows and one steer, and they'll tie a rope onto them, and they'll let them free into the crowd area out in the arena, and there's teams of 3. You got the milker, the mugger, and the rope holder.
Yeah.
Well, that means, these cows are running wild out in the arena. Well, we've got to stop them.
Yeah.
And we've got to hold them still. And they give you a 10-ounce glass Coke bottle.
A glass Coke bottle.
And you've got, 1,500 pounds of mad cow, because it ain't really wanting to be there. It's kind of wanting to be out in the field eating grass and doing what cows do. I guess, eating grass and pooping. I guess that's what they do. But I'm proud to say I'm a 2-time winner of this event. And anybody watching, go up to Summertown Elementary and ask Principal Mabry, I did say Principal Mabry, about his wild cow milking experience and how fun it was and stuff, because we made a heck of a team. Granted, I got drugged around the arena 3 or 4 times before that cow finally decided, hey, that dude behind me is really heavy and I need to take a break. But it was fun. So I think they need to incorporate that. Maybe we could get that done one time during the rodeo.
We might could do that.
I might unretire my overalls and try it one more time.
That'd be cool. Maybe you can get your team back together, and maybe we can get us a national championship in wild cow milking.
That's right. 10 years later, 10 pounds heavier, and whoever else, 10 hairs less, I guess is what you could say. But Kane, thanks for being on the show, brother.
Enjoyed it.
Come back anytime.
All right. We all have a good night.
And we'll talk more Mustangs football or whatever it is. But brother, thank you for being on the show, and glad to have you. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after a moment.
Hello, everyone. Glad you tuned in to the Big Fred Show on Mustangs TV. Also, don't forget, tune in each and every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. That is Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. I am Lee Haygood, and I will be your host through Sports Talk Mania. We'll talk anything and everything about sports, and every now and then we might throw something else in there. Check it out. Every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on MustangsTV.com.
Welcome back to the Big Fred Show. We're live here at Riley's, and if y'all don't know it right now, y'all might see me. I'm eating some fine catfish. This catfish is outstanding. I know some of y'all are going to laugh at me because, I'm eating fillets, and, down south, we eat whole fried catfish. Ain't that right, y'all?
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not like every down south people. I'm Big Fred, and I eat fillets. But, yeah, get on down here. Anytime. When you're in Loretta, you're hungry, we're right here on the highway. You can't miss us. We're, right next to the funeral home. And I guess, they decided to take a break because nobody's dead tonight, so we're the only town with a marquee on our funeral home. We let you know who's dead. That's what I like. We like to stay informed in Loretta. We want to know who's there. But I told them I'm gonna be there when I die. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be at Loretta Funeral Home, and I want them to put on a sign, final performance, one night only, Big Fred. That's what I want them to have out there. But anyway, yeah, we're here at Riley's. Come down, get you some good food, and talk to some good, friendly folks. The tea's good, the fish is good, the hush puppies are out of this world. Nothing I've ate tonight has been bad. It's all been good, and we're going to talk to the lady behind all that magic here in a second. So, if you got any questions, comments, or just statements about the Big Fred Show, anybody want to ask us a question or whatnot, just come on and feel free to ask. And we're gonna take a short break here, and when we come back, we're going to have a good friend of mine, and we're going to have drum talk tonight. That's what we're going to have. We're going to talk to my buddy James Paul Powell. He's a fellow bearded brother and drummer. We might talk beards. I mean, you never know, because beards are cool. I mean, that's what we got to say. And we got people coming in and out, and we come by. We'll let you on and talk to us. We don't care. So we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, James Paul will be with us, and we're gonna talk some drums. We might talk for 45 minutes. You can't never tell, because when we get talking about drums, it's hard to make us shut up. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're going to talk some music, because we always got to talk music on the Big Fred Show. And that's pretty much it. So you're watching the Big Fred Show, and we'll be right back in a moment.
Elite Sports in Loretto, Tennessee offers serious sports training for athletes of all ages. Our hands-on training approach can increase core strength and stability while maximizing power and agility. Call John Passarella, 256-710-7412 for speed and agility training, or David Weathers, 931-279-0574. Call today. Elite Sports, we're training the best athletes for tomorrow.
Sorry, got caught with my mouth full. Well, we're back, the Big Fred Show. I'm here with my good friend, fellow Mustangs TV crew member, and bearded brother and drummer, and what a coincidence, he's also a delivery guy. How about that?
Are we twins? Woo! I think we're twins, dude.
We might just be.
We might be.
So how you doing, James?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Lovely, man. So we're both drummers, and let's talk a little drum talk. What are some of your pet peeves about being a drummer?
First off, one thing I really hate is when you're trying to set up your kit. The guitar player's over there playing with this guitar, and you finally get set up, and you're about to play, and you start playing with them. They stop to play with their little whatever they do over there on their amp.
Their little knobs.
Their knobs and
little.
Like, it has to be the perfect sound, or the world will end.
Shut up! I'm tuning my guitar. Well, yeah.
I mean, 5 minutes, seriously? Pretty bad.
I mean,
it's called Your Guitar Sucks. Get a new one.
But my pet peeve, the thing I hate worse, when you got your drums set up, and you're trying to get everything like you like it on the set, get everything fixed up, and then you always got that one dude that comes up and well, my nephew plays drums, and he sure can tear up a drum set, and you need to go hear him play one night, he continues and continues and continues to talk about his nephew, and then you go hear his nephew play, and guess what?
He's terrible.
Sucks. So bad. But yeah, that's one of my pet peeves. I hate it when people come try to tap on your drums. How many people try to tap on your drums?
A couple. Then I hit them with sticks and they quit. That's usually what I do.
Oh, I hate it. They'll come. They want to tap on the cymbals, or tap on the drums. So what kind of rig you playing now?
Oh, dude. Okay, so I got a Tama Star Classic Birch set.
Sweet.
I have a Spawn custom snare drum. It's carbon fiber.
Wow.
With powder coat on it. And I've got another snare drum I'm probably going to get rid of, but it's an acrylic, and it's got 2 vent holes on it.
Dude.
But I got all 11 heads except for my bass drum, because I got the Aquarian Super Kick 2 on it, which is probably the best.
Don't you love that Aquarian? Is that not like the most beautiful sounding head in the world?
Oh, I love it. The only problem is it's hard to find now, because they've gone to the Super Kick 10. And I've never heard it, but I'm like, I want the 2. I've literally yelled at people and went to another store because I didn't.
You don't have the freaking 2. What's your problem, man?
I want the 2. Give me the 2.
So, all right. So we got, I play Pearl. I got a 6-piece Pearl export. I'm a Pearl guy. I've always been a Pearl guy. I love Tama. Tama's right there in my top 3. My top 3 when it comes to drums will be Pearl, Tama, and Ludwig. I love Pearl and Tama and all that, but I love that. And so, if you couldn't play your set, what would be your other set that you would want to play?
I mean, Pearl's pretty good, but I've been really wanting to try like just a straight up spawn drum kick. So I love the snare, but I kind of want to look at the Yamahas. They're getting pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. Yamaha does put out a good drum set. I tell you another one that's surprising me is D-Drum.
Yeah, D-Drum's pretty good. Have you ever heard the Truth drums?
Yes, they got like the freaking 55-gallon barrel bass drum. I mean, they're like forever long, but sound freaking cool. I mean, they're just awesome. And also, I want your thoughts. We've got something coming up. I'm not sure where it's going to be held at or if it's going to be on Jimmy Fallon, but you know, us drummers got to have pretty much Christmas night on Jimmy Fallon not too long ago when we had the Chad Smith, Will Ferrell drum off, and then at the end we had the Chili Peppers and the Roots playing all on the same stage, which was, to me, was freaking cool. I mean, what was your thoughts on that? How did you react to it?
Well, I'll be honest with you, the best part of was whenever Chad was trying to readjust a mic right in the middle of solo, never missed a beat.
Exactly.
Made me mad.
Oh, I get so jealous of people like that. I'd drop a stick or knock something off. I mean, done that before several times. But now we've got something coming up, a part 2, I guess you would say. Will Ferrell, Chad Smith, and Lars Ulrich. I mean, to me, I'm going to be like 12-year-old groupie girl watching that. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's going to be an amazing episode. Like, what are you expecting?
I think Chad's going to own it. I got to go with Chad on this one. I know you're a Lars fan.
I'm a Lars guy, man. Lars is my hero. I mean,
I'd rather see Vinnie Paul.
Yes, Vinnie Paul and Lars. Yeah, that would be a drum off right there. I mean, the only thing they would do to pull out, I guess they would set the drum set on fire and play it.
They probably would. He probably actually owned that, and like it would sound amazing. Now throw my drums away. It's probably what happened.
I want to do it so bad, but hey, I can't go buy another drum set anytime I can. I'm not sponsored.
Too much money on my drums, way too much. So I got a question for you.
What's that?
Favorite time signature?
Favorite time signature?
Can't you say 4/4?
Oh man, I'm not a music reader, so I mean, I guess I'd have to say like a funky 3/4. I guess, you know, something like that.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
I tell you what would be really fun. What you need to try to do, if you ever had like a metronome counting out, is play something in a 6/8 and do a 6/8 roll during a 4/4 beat. Because if you add it up, if you have 4/4, you have 3 bars of 12. Then the 6/8, you have 2 bars of 6, so you end up being right there at the 12. So it actually line up, but you're doing 2 totally different time signatures.
My head just exploded, y'all. Just exploded. That's drum. See, we're drum nerds, so we talk stuff like that, and that's just how we are. We when drummers get to talking, we talk in our language. You know, it's kind of like how, you know, you'll get sports guys and they'll start talking stats. You know,
we got to start talking time signatures, dude.
Time signature, sticks. That's our stat. You know, what's your stick of choice?
I use the ProMark 747Bs.
Dude, I like that. Right now I'm playing the 7A Vic First is what I play.
Hey, they're pretty good. I've always liked ProMark. That's what I started with. Easier to grip. I like the 747Bs because it's just a little bit longer. I got a pretty good size kit, so I like to actually like reach because I'm a short little guy. So it gives me an extra inch that most people already have. So yeah, that's what I use.
All right. What is your go-to song? Like when you're up and you're playing and you're, you know, your go-to song is fixing to come up. What is your go-to song?
Well, the one everybody likes me to play is a song we actually wrote. It's Coals in the Fire. And it gives me a heart attack every time we have to play it because I'm going from like a 4/8 during the verse to 6/8 and then I'm having to switch back to 4/8, then back over to 6/8, and then I'm starting to play with 6/8 where I'm breaking it into 16 notes and just hammering out on the bass, and then I'm doing 16 notes with my bass during the 6/8. It goes nuts.
Man.
That one gives me a heart attack and scares me because I'm always like, please don't mess up. Please don't miss this lick, because if I do, everybody's going to stop and look at me and throw things and fire me.
Throw things. See you playing a guitar come flying over your head. You're fired, James. Get off our stage. I mean, we're drummers. We're used to getting stuff thrown at us. I mean,
I tell you what, though, I've actually chunked a drumstick at my guitar player one day, and I nailed him square in the middle of his back, and you hear a thud. And what had happened was, we're at practice, he's trying to mess with the sound system, so he grabs a mic and walks towards a speaker, which is kind of close to the PA. Feedback happens, starts screaming at you. So I already had my hand just kind of reared back, and he stepped away, and then he walks towards again, and before I knew anything happened, it had left my hand and just thudded. And I was sitting there like, oh God, I just did that. I just hit my guitar player. He's gonna hit me. I'm gonna have to fight him, and it's gonna be bad.
guitar drummer fights are awesome.
So he just walked out, and I was like, he walked out, and his other guitar player is playing. This is the time he goes, just out of curiosity, how good are you with that? I was like, I can hit you from here to the other side of the room.
Got to be accurate with a drumstick. I mean, it's kind of like bow hunting is what I compare it to. I mean, you got to be able to nail somebody from like 50 rows back. I mean, 50 rows back is kind of like picking off a buck from 300 yards. I mean, that's kind of that's the same equivalent to it.
Yeah, it is. So I got a question. What's the craziest thing you've actually seen while he's playing? Like what happened either on stage or in the crowd?
All right, that's a pretty that one right there. Playing a skate festival, and there was a 3/4 pipe or a little quarter pipe set up behind my drums, not going like that, but literally like, you know, I'm thinking, are they like, did they put that wrong? So I'm actually a substitute drummer for this group I'm with. You know, got caught up on a whim. Drummer, they had wisdom teeth cut out. So
You don't need teeth to play drum.
no, you don't. I mean, and you play better when you're drugged up. Sometimes, I mean, I know that's bad to say. Drugs are bad. People don't do drugs. Just say no. But anyway, but I'm playing, you know, I got there and I had literally one day to learn a 45-minute set, you know, and anybody who's played music knows that's a marathon training right there.
It is. There's no breaks.
And so we literally went from, I got there at 10 o'clock that morning, and we went from 10 o'clock till 6:30 that night and did nothing but play. My ears were shot by the time we got to the show. Well, anyway, we get to the show, and I'm playing, and I hear these skaters back behind me, and all you can hear is the little thud, thud, thud from where the skateboards are hitting the ramp. Well, next thing I know, dude ollies, jumps right over my drum set, misses my crash cymbal literally by that much, felt the wind off of his wheel go by my ear. You know, I'm watching, I'm playing, I'm like, what the crap was that? And then, you know, dude looks back at me and gives me throws up his horns and stuff. And at that point, I'm kind of like James. I wanted to nail him with a drumstick.
No. I don't care how cool it looks. I'm coming up and I'm hurting you. He can throw up all the horns he wants to. I'm throwing fists and sticks and probably a crash cymbal or two just to make it hurt.
Because he don't understand. I mean, that $150 board he's on could have messed up my $300 cymbal. I mean, and zildjians ain't cheap. I'm just going to be honest.
No, they're not.
So let's talk about this. Recently, James and his band, Dare to Know is the name of his group. You need to look them up on Facebook. Matter of fact, Dare to Know has done a few things for Mustangs TV, and we've actually had them on and interviewed them during the ball game. So, and we plan on having them on the Big Fred show. Sorry, just a little clearing my throat hint there, but Yeah, they were in a battle of the bands recently over in Memphis. And tell us a little bit about that. What was the battle of the? First off, you're in Memphis. I mean, you're in blues mecca, and so tell us, what was that like?
Well, first off, after that battle of the bands, we went to this club near where we was at, and they had this brass band. And there's a 60-something-year-old drummer back there, and he was just tearing it up. Oh. I mean, it was so bad that I was sitting there going, I need to go back and work on my chops. And I just want to battle the bands. This guy was just nailing. There's a guy out there, a tuba player. He never stopped moving. He is dancing the entire time. I don't know how. With a tuba.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome. But
these things ain't light either.
No, they're not. That guy was sweating. I mean, he looked like he's in a wet T-shirt contest where he's just sweating pouring off of him. But yeah, actually, the crazy thing was we left that Friday night and went there. And before we left, we're like, you know what? Let's just get ourselves out and just run through the set before we go. Okay. Well, I'm setting my drums. And our bass player was back there getting his bass, and he was taking forever. I'm like, I'm almost done. What is he doing? So I go back there and look, and his D string is just laying there. Oh. His bridge is broke, and he's playing a 5-string. So he had to go. Thankfully, he had like a little 4-string. He had to go get it and relearn how to play the songs on 4-string. So we get there Saturday. We go to Guitar Center, and they gave him like he didn't have to pay for it. They just gave him another bridge. Puts it in, same string, it broke. He didn't even put any tension on it. So these guys still got to play that crappy little 4-string bass. And then we get there, and we set up. We kind of set up, put it aside, and our guitar player, he usually used like 3 different guitars for this one particular set, and he can only use 2 because one of the intonation just went out on it. Went out on it. So anyways, we're up there, and the sound guy's like, okay, let me hear your bass, let me hear this and that and the other, and just walks off. Like just straight up just walks away. So we're like, what?
Your sound guy walks off.
Where did he go? I don't know if he's going to drink, call somebody. He never returned.
He's dropping a load.
It might have been one of them. So we get up there, and obviously he didn't care, so we could barely hear what's going on. Thankfully, I've been in enough crazy situations. This is not going to bother me. So we're playing, and the next to the last song, I had to bounce between the open hi-hat and closed hi-hat. It's a flyleaf cover, and I hit it with the open hi-hat, and it shut and clamped itself. Oh. So I'm over here one-handing it, trying to fix this thing and play. Same time, finally I was like, forget it. Over here on the ride and finish the song. And the last song, I was thinking, this sucks because I do not even hit the hi-hat on this song. So I'm still over here trying to mess with it during a song, screwing up a song just to not use it the next song. But other than that, it was actually pretty cool. Memphis is a great place. You need to go there at least once your life. But so we won that. We actually had a couple bands actually cheer for us instead of themselves, which was amazing. But supposed to go back there this September. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but we'll be back there and we'll play for the finals, and hopefully we win it.
Sweet. Now, what's the name of this Battle of the Bands?
It's put on by Guerrilla Music.
Guerrilla Music. Mm-hmm. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, like some of the options is cash prizes, studio time, merchandise. But, we're just looking at it, just experience. Even if we don't win it, we can play in front of people, It's just fun. In Memphis. Matter of fact, one of the bass players for this other band, and this dude's got his degree in music. He's got at least his bachelor's in music theory. And we're like, hey, this is our first time playing together out somewhere. He goes, really? That's pretty cool. How many people can say their first show is at the New Daisy Theater in Memphis? Oh. Because I don't know. He goes, yeah, it's only 2 other bands, and they both sucked. Like, geez, thanks for the confidence, man.
That's a confidence booster, So, what's coming up in the near future for Dare to Know? What do y'all got going on these days?
Right now, we're trying to get some songs together so we can put it together EP. Because that's really our main focus at the moment. Because when we get the EP, we can start selling it. We can also start getting more venues, get booked either. Because nowadays, it's a whole different scene. Used to, you just call people up and say, hey, we're a band, you need us booked here. But today, you actually have to have like at least some type of demo. You have to have a huge print up about your band to send to. Most of us is electronic. So that's our main focus and our main goal.
So what is your what is your opinion? I know the music industry is a whole different animal now. I mean, do you think, in your opinion, are major record labels starting to become a dying breed?
Somewhat. Ever since people can actually record at their house instead of having to go to these record labels, they've really been migrating that, because a lot of these small little venues, small record companies, they can actually give the artist freedom to express whatever they want to put in their music, where if you went to a major label, they're going to tell you what you're going to play. If not, you rip up the contract, go home, we'll sign 10 other bands to replace you.
Shine you up, make you look pretty, and there you go.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, when I think about the music industry today, it seems like it's in a transition period, just the musicality, because I don't think we really know what's going to happen next. It kind of reminds me of those late 80s,
Right.
where it's starting to go towards grunge and no one knew what's going to happen. Everybody's going away from the hair bands. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
What do you think is going to be? What's your opinion on what do you think is going to be the next big thing in music? What trend do you see, like, this is fixing to hit and it's going to stay? It's going to stick around? Like we had grunge. Well, grunge kind of fell by the wayside, and there's still some sections of it that's good. But what do you think is going to be the next big thing that's coming out?
You know, the way it looks like the 70s may come back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be the 70s, even though it seems like everything, and it really irritates me. I'm just going to get off my chest that most rock bands now sound like an 80 pop band. I'm like, this is not rock at all.
Right.
I mean, when Justin Timberlake is winning an award for rock, something's wrong. He's a little pretty boy. Well, he's amazing and very talented.
Yes.
He's not a rock star.
And he's from Memphis too, so
I got to give it up to him. I mean, he needs to just go to do blues. If he did a strictly blues CD, I probably would buy that.
I would love to hear a Justin Timberlake blues album. I mean, and you're right about the 70s. There's a lot of bands that are gravitating back to that sound. I mean, like groups like Blackberry Smoke, they're coming back with that 70s style Southern rock, like we'd hear Muscle Shoals, or and then there's groups like the Valley Roots who have that real cool 70s funky vibe to them. And then there's all kinds of them. And then like y'all's group, I like to hear y'all's group because I like to hear a good chick singer. And she's amazing. I've heard her sing, and she's got a heck of a voice. So, y'all should check them out. And how can we find y'all? Like, if we wanted to follow y'all or wanted to check y'all out, where's a good way to find y'all at?
Just look us up on Facebook. I think it's the easiest way. Just look up Dare to Know. Should be able to find us that way.
And and you're on Facebook. Are you on Twitter or anything like that?
I am, but I never use it.
Me neither.
It exists, but I ignore it.
I only use Twitter to read tweets by Kenny. That's the only reason I use Twitter for. I freaking love tweets by Kenny, and because I don't know who runs Tweets by Kenny, but I'm just going to tell you, I freaking love you, man. That's all it is to it. Kenny Beckman loves y'all too, but he might not admit it, but I think he gets somewhat flattered when he reads Tweets by Kenny. But anyway, James, appreciate you coming on the show tonight, brother.
Appreciate you having, dude.
We'll have to do drum talk more often and do our little, music nerd talk, because I'm sure a lot of other music nerds are watching this show. And for y'all that don't know, music will always live no matter what, and it's the universal language. You can always speak through music, and I'm a firm believer in that.
That's right, man. Well, thanks for having me on your show, dude.
James Paul Powell, my brother from another mother and bearded friend of mine. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. And look at that. Look at that. See, not everybody's...
Your number one Mustang fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services, a winning combination. We'll work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126. Go Mustangs and Lady Mustangs from LHS Boosters Club, dedicated to Mustang athletics.
And we're back. Big Fred Show live from her place, Riley's in Loretto, Tennessee. great. I've been bragging on your food all night. And by the way, this catfish was amazing.
Well, thank you.
I'm very, very picky about my catfish, and yeah, I eat it on the fillet. I'm not a whole catfish dude, which, being from the South, I probably shouldn't say that out loud, because you eat it off the bone down south. And
That's right.
but I've enjoyed this food so much tonight, and I think everybody needs to come and eat. And so, tell us tell us some of the history behind this building.
It was built back in the 60s. It was built by Doyle Williams, and then, the Browns built it. And then Doyle Williams went through him, and then my mother and my stepdad, Junior White and Shirley White, bought it, and it was White's for 20 years. My mom had a heart attack 15 years ago, and she wanted to sell this, and so I bought it from my mom.
Kept it in the family.
It's in the family. So between me and her, we have been here 34 years.
Wow. So y'all are an institution here in Loretto. I mean,
Yes, sir.
so I was telling her earlier, I back when I was a little fella, I played Little League baseball, and Junior White sponsored us. White's Restaurant, we were the Cubs. White's Restaurant Cubs. And I remember Junior saying, well, if every game y'all win, y'all come over here and I'll feed you. Well, we thought that was the coolest thing. That's the last thing you want to tell a bunch of 8 and 9-year-olds is,
Correct.
win a ball game and we'll feed you. Well, coincidentally, we went undefeated that year. I mean, we never lost a ball game. And it was awesome. So we had a good time. We got undefeated, and I think I ate a ton of jumbo cheeseburgers that year. That was my dish of choice back then. Was a dish of choice. So, what are some new things you got coming? You've got in store for the restaurant? I noticed you got the chicken nachos. I mean,
Yes, we're starting to do things different here. I mean, yes, I am known for my catfish. I'm known for my fried pickles. Everything is from scratch. We hand slice our onion rings fresh. Everything is from scratch here. But there's a lot of people, like you say, from the South, don't like catfish. So now I'm giving people an opportunity to try some stuff that are homemade. Now, the nachos that we're serving tomorrow night, it's homemade.
sweet.
Yes, so we had a stuffed pasta last Friday night that was from stuff here that we used our own chicken breast. It was, you should have been here.
I need to come back and try that. That sounds really good.
So good. Even the nachos, we've made a batch of them to see how it tasted because it's from scratch. And
Homemade nachos?
well,
You take them and make the tortilla shells and fry them up?
no. Well, I'm talking about the chicken.
Oh, okay.
Chicken. It's a special recipe that we've come up with here, and they're awesome.
I really want to come back and try them. I mean, anything with nachos on them, I'm all about. I love me some nachos now. And so, I got, and you got these cool saw blades painted, and I've noticed that who painted them, and come to find out, that's my uncle,
Yes.
Lilburn Green.
Yes. Back, the date on them was back in 1987.
Wow, I was 10 years old. That's so cool. But we're tickled to death that you let us come and broadcast the show here. I like coming here. When we said Riley's, I'm like, heck yeah, they got great catfish there. That's crazy. Let's go. And I'm honored that you'll let us come in and take up some of your space and eat some good catfish and whatnot.
Hey, I'm honored that y'all came here to me. I mean, this means a lot to me, and I thank y'all so much for asking if y'all could come here. I really do appreciate this.
Hey, we like it, and if you're watching, need a good place to eat, family friendly, good food, all homemade. Get you some good sweet tea, and that's the thing. When you serve your tea, you serve it with the crushed ice, and not a lot of people serve that. You get them cubes of ice. Well, I look at little details like the crushed ice. That right there means a lot. I love that, and I think that's cool that y'all are one of the few restaurants that still do that.
Well, also our sweet tea is also known because we do it the old-fashioned way, and plus the ice. They said you cannot get tea like this anywhere else, and you won't unless you come here to Riley's.
Not even Milo's can top this, y'all. I mean,
no, sir. I mean, it's just something that my mom did, and I kept up with the tradition. It's like you've always heard the statement, if it's not broken, or
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Exactly.
So why change? I've had so many. Especially the waitresses that has to make the tea like it's supposed to be made. They'll say, "Oh, let's get us a tea maker." That's like, no. We are going to stick to what we do best around here.
Keep it old school,
Keep it going, and people. Charlie Brewer from Lawrenceburg, God rest his soul. He's got the Slider Company. Yes. All right. Mr. Brewer, Mr. Charlie, when he was living, he drove every day down here just for unsweet tea.
Wow.
He would not eat. That's all. He'd come down here and he'd have his unsweet tea.
That speaks volumes. I mean, dude drives every day from Lawrenceburg just to get a glass of unsweet tea. If that tells you enough, if the tea's good enough just to drive down and get a glass of. Look, I've got these hush puppies, and I'm like, they're the greatest. I mean, y'all can tell by looking at me, I like to eat. And that's why we do most of our shows from restaurants, because I like to eat. And we got a bunch here that likes to eat too. But like I said, we're tickled to death you let us come here, and we hope to get to come back and broadcast. I love coming here. It's always been one of my favorite places to eat. And
well, thank you.
And thank you for being on the show tonight.
Well, you're most welcome.
Some folks are camera shy. You just plop down here and talk to us. That's pretty cool.
I work with the public every day. I can't be shy.
Well, we appreciate it. And like I said, Riley's Restaurant, same great food, just a different name. Come see us. Come down here. We're easy to find. Right here on the highway, right before you get to the red light. Stop, meet. I promise you won't leave hungry. You'll leave full. You'll be miserable when you leave because you'll be full. But thank you for coming on, and thank you for letting us come.
You're welcome.
Yes. We hug it out on the Big Fred Show. That's how we are. We hug it out. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here in a moment.
At Southern Craft Manufacturing, our commitment to choice sets us apart. Using both old-world craftsmanship and modern techniques, we proudly provide the finest quality and greatest value caskets in the industry. Founder Rodney Robinson is a third-generation casket manufacturer, providing the highest quality finished product. Call toll-free 800-413-1778, Southern Craft Manufacturing on North Main Street in Loretto, Tennessee.
Welcome back to the Big Fred Show. Folks, we've had a lot of fun tonight. We've talked a little bit about everything. We've talked rodeos, we've talked drumming, and talked about tradition, And I think that's one thing that needs to stay alive is tradition. We need to keep our family traditions and keep our families up. And thanks for viewing tonight. Thanks for logging on. Thanks for watching. Y'all don't know how honored I feel for y'all to tune in and take time out of your night and watch my show. So we're going to be back next week somewhere. We don't know where yet, but we'll let you know. Go ahead and like us on Facebook, The Big Fred Show at on MustangsTV.com. Look us up. We're easy to find. You can post whatever you want. Just let us know. Hopefully you'll come and be on our show. We'll never know what's going to happen, but we appreciate y'all coming on and being on The Big Fred Show. And with that, I'm going to get out of here so I can finish these hush puppies, and we'll see y'all next week, and hope to see y'all back next weekend. And for me, I'm Big Fred, and hope y'all have a good rest of the week and have a good weekend. Stay lovely, y'all.